Hey guys, so I have a really exciting video that I'm going to be doing for you guys today. It's going to be a video on like drugstore dupes that I have for high-end products. And I'm doing this video today with one of my friends here on YouTube. It's a collab video and her name is Lindsey and her channel is LindseyLand22. We have been talking back and forth on YouTube and she said that she had a great idea to do a video on her dupes for high-end products. I know in her video, I'm pretty sure all of her dupes are just going to be for MAC products. In my video, I'm going to do MAC products and some other high-end products that I own that I have dupes for. Definitely go and check Lindsey's channel and her video out after you watch my video. She has an amazing beauty channel. She's pretty new to YouTube, so I feel like a lot of people don't really know about her, but she uses an amazing camera to film with. Her setup is just so pretty. The videos that she comes up with are just really creative and are super helpful. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the dupes that I have. And I guess the first dupes that I'm going to go over are eyeshadow dupes of high-end products that I have. Most of the eyeshadow dupes that I have are MAC eyeshadow dupes, and then I have a few that are from like the Urban Decay Naked palette. I have some drugstore dupes for that palette as well. The first MAC eyeshadow that I have a dupe for is this color called Bronze, and it's a frost. The drugstore dupe that I found in my collection is this quad, or it's not really a quad, this trio by CoverGirl, which is called Golden Sunset. And this very first color right here is pretty much an exact dupe for Bronze by MAC. Just to kind of show you them swatched on my fingers, this is Bronze by MAC and this is from the Golden Sunset Trio by CoverGirl. This shade over here is the MAC Bronze and this color over here is from the CoverGirl Little Trio in Golden Sunset, that first shade. So you can tell like they're pretty close dupes. Okay, this next MAC eyeshadow that I have a dupe for is the color Phloof, and it is also a frost. The eyeshadow that I have that's a dupe for this from the drugstore is another CoverGirl Trio, and this is in the color Shimmering Sands. And I'm sorry, this is like super dirty because I use these colors a lot. This shade over here, this last shade, that is the dupe for Phloof, and it's pretty much a dead-on dupe. Just to show you them swatched on my fingers, this one here is Phloof, and this one over here is the CoverGirl from the Shimmering Sands palette. And also to show you swatched on my hand, this over here is Phloof and this is the CoverGirl one. This next product that I have has a lot of MAC eyeshadow dupes. This palette here from Wet n Wild, which is called Drinking a Glass of Shine, these are all matte eyeshadows and several of these are great MAC eyeshadow dupes. Now I know that this palette from Wet n Wild was limited edition, but I have found it online at Amazon. So I will link that down in the description if you are interested in this palette. This is one of my all-time favorite palettes from Wet n Wild just because I feel like a lot of these colors are really great to use on an everyday basis, and they're also really great MAC dupes. So the first dupe that I have in here is this top color up here, this matte white, and it is an exact dupe for MAC's Gesso. And Gesso is just a matte white. Okay, I hope my camera is staying in focus, but just to show you, this one right here is Gesso by MAC, and this is the color from the Wet n Wild Drinking a Glass of Shine. So you can tell that they are like dead on dupes. And just to show you swatched on my hand, right here is Gesso, and this over here is from the Drinking a Glass of Shine palette. Okay, and then this shade right here, the one in the upper left hand or right, I don't know, it's the one over here. I'm just going to say the right hand side, this top one here, it's a flesh tone color, and this is an exact dupe for MAC's Brulee. This shade right here is from the Wet n Wild Drinking a Glass of Shine, and then this one over here is Brulee by MAC, so you can tell they are dead on dupe. These are probably going to be really hard to see because they are pretty much the same color as my skin. But this is from the Wet n Wild Drinking a Glass of Shine, and this is Brulee by MAC. Okay, the next color in here that's a MAC dupe is this dark brown down here. And this is pretty much an exact dupe for Folly by MAC. So here's Folly I went ahead and swatched them on my fingers, but Folly is slightly lighter than this color here, but whenever you use these on your eyes, they look pretty much the same. This right here is Folly, and this is from the Wet n Wild palette, from the Drinking Glass of Shine. So Folly is this one right here, and this is the color from the Wet n Wild Drinking Glass of Shine. And then the last dupe that I have out of this Wet n Wild Drinking Glass of Shine is this color down here. This is just a matte black, and it is exact dupe for MAC's Carbon, and it is also an exact dupe for Urban Decay the Naked 2 palette, the color Blackout. It's an exact dupe for both of those shades. The first one here is from the Wet n Wild Drinking Glass of Shine. This is Blackout by Urban Decay, and the one down here is Carbon by MAC. To look at this palette from Wet n Wild, you would think that this shade right here would be pretty much an exact dupe for MAC Soft Brown, but it's really not. This shade is really, really light, and I feel like it's not as pigmented as the other shadows in this little palette. So this is not a dupe for MAC Soft Brown, unfortunately. The color that I do have from another Wet n Wild palette that is pretty much an exact dupe for MAC Soft Brown, this Vanity palette, and it's in the color Greed. I know that Wet n Wild doesn't really make these palettes anymore, but I know that you can like research and find these online pretty much everywhere. So if I can find this, I will definitely link it down in the description, because I hate doing videos like this. If you all can't get them, it's like, what's the point? This also has a lot of great dupes. I should have showed this color along with the black in this, because this matte black is an exact dupe for MAC's Carbon and Blackout from Urban Decay. And this one up here is an exact dupe for MAC's Brulee as well, just how this one is the dupe for MAC's Brulee. So I feel like this video is going to be all over the place, and I hope it's not. I want it to make sense. So I'm sorry if this video is like all over the place. But this shade right here is pretty much an exact dupe for MAC Soft Brown. This shade right here is from the Wet n Wild Vanity palette in Greed, and this is Soft Brown. So this one is slightly lighter, but it's really, really close to the exact same shade. So just to show you swatched on my hand, this is from the Wet n Wild Vanity palette in Greed, I'm sorry. And then this is Soft Brown by MAC. So this one is slightly lighter, but honestly, this is the closest dupe I have ever been able to find to MAC Soft Brown. Maybe you all know of a better dupe, but this is the closest I have found yet. And then this shade right here in the Wet n Wild Vanity Greed palette, pretty close dupe to MAC's All That Glitters. This one right here is MAC All That Glitters, and this one is from the Wet n Wild Greed palette. And then just to show you swatched on my hand, I do feel like the All That Glitters is a little more pigmented than the one from the Wet n Wild Vanity palette. These next dupes that I'm going to talk to you guys about are from the Urban Decay Naked palette. But the first drugstore dupe that I have from this palette is this color Sin. And the dupe that I have is from the Sparkle Till Morning palette from Wet n Wild. This was also limited edition, but I will put a link for it down in my description box. But this first shade right here is a dead-on dupe for Sin. Okay, but this color right here is Sin by Urban Decay, and this is from the Sparkle Till Morning Wet n Wild palette. This one right here is Sin by Urban Decay, and then this is from the Wet n Wild Sparkle Till Morning palette. The next eyeshadow from my Urban Decay Naked palette that I have a dupe for is this color Smog, which is right here. And the color that I have that's a dupe is from the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. And you can get the Comfort Zone palette like at Walgreens or anywhere, like any drugstore that sells Wet n Wild. You should be able to get this. It hasn't been discontinued. It's not limited edition. So, and this is an awesome, awesome palette from Wet n Wild. I highly recommend this. So this one right here is Smog, and this is the color from the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. This here is Smog, and this is the color from Wet n Wild. And then this color right here is a pretty close dupe to the Urban Decay color in Creep. So this color right here is Creep from the Urban Decay Naked palette. And then this is from the Wet n Wild Vanity palette in Creed. Or Greed. I don't keep calling it Creed and it's Greed. I'm sorry. So Wet n Wild and from the Decay Naked. Then there are a couple of other eyeshadows that I own that are dupes for MAC eyeshadows. I don't have the MAC eyeshadow for the dupe that I have, but I've done a lot of research and seen swatches online, and I know that these are dupes for these MAC eyeshadows that I'm about to mention. This color in this Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette, this very bottom one here, this is a dupe for MAC's Club. If you don't have MAC's Club, Club is just a kind of like a duo, well, it's not kind of, it's a duochrome shade. Like when the light hits it a certain way, it looks brown, and then when light hits it another way, it looks green, or almost like a teal color. And that's what Club is by MAC. It's like brown with a green duochrome in it. And this is a really good dupe for that color in this Comfort Zone palette by Wet n Wild. The other two colors that I have that are dupes for MAC eyeshadows, these two individual eyeshadows by NYX. This one here, which is in the color Rust, is a dupe for MAC's Cranberry eyeshadow. And then this other NYX eyeshadow that I have in Copper is a dupe for MAC's Coppering eyeshadow. Okay, and then the last eyeshadow type product that I have that's a high-end dupe, let me find it real quick, is this NYX HD eyeshadow base. And this is a dupe for the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I don't have the Primer Potion right now, but I have used it before, and this is an exact dupe for that. This stuff makes your eyeshadow last all day long until you go and wash your eyeshadow off at the end of the day, and that's exactly what the Urban Decay Primer Potion does. This NYX HD eyeshadow base is so much more affordable. This runs about, I think, somewhere between $8 to $6, and I want to say the Urban Decay one is like $20. I'm not for sure on that, so don't quote me. I'll definitely put the prices down below so you can see, but this is definitely an affordable drugstore option when it comes to an eyeshadow primer. Okay, I do have one high-end blush that I have a drugstore dupe for, and it's this color by Tarte, and it's called Doll Face. It's just a really pretty baby doll pink color, or bubblegum pink. And the dupe that I have for that is this Sonia Kashuk blush from Target. And this is in the color Flamingo. And these are both matte bubblegum kind of Barbie pinks. I know that Doll Face looks a little lighter than this color on camera, but they are dead on dupes. This one here is the Sonia Kashuk blush in Flamingo, and this is Doll Face from Tarte. So this is the Sonia Kashuk blush in Flamingo and Doll Face by Tarte. Okay, and then the last products that I'm going to talk about today are lipstick dupes that I have. And all but one I don't have the high-end lipstick for, but I've done a lot of research on these. I've seen other videos on YouTube and swatches, like with picture swatches on different blogs and stuff. So I know that these lipsticks that I'm going to show you are dupes for the MAC lipstick that I'm going to mention. So the first one that I have a dupe for is the lipstick that I have on right now, and this is a Maybelline 14-Hour Super Stay lipstick, and it's in the color Perpetual Peony. This color is an exact dupe for MAC's Snob lipstick. The next color that I have that is a dupe for a MAC lipstick is another Maybelline 14-Hour lipstick, and this is in the color Beige for Good, and this is a dupe for MAC's Hug Me lipstick. So this next lipstick is a Maybelline ColorSensational lipstick. It's a Vivid, and it's Fuchsia Flash, and this is a dupe for MAC's Candy Yum Yum. Now, I know that MAC's Candy Yum Yum is like a matte lipstick, and this isn't really matte. It has a little bit of a sheen to it, so you know, if you find that Candy Yum Yum is too matte for you and you want something with a little bit of sheen, definitely go for this one. And this is another Maybelline ColorSensational Vivid lipstick, and this is in Electric Orange. And this is a dupe for MAC's lipstick in Orange. So it's just a bright orange lipstick. On the lips, it's really, really flattering. So this is one of my all-time favorite orange lipsticks from the drugstore. This next lipstick that is a dupe is a Revlon lipstick, and it is in the color Really Red, and this is a matte. And this is a dupe for MAC's Russian Red, which is also a matte red. This is the exact dupe for that. Then the last lipstick that I have, that's a dupe. This is one that's in my collection. And this is one of my YSL lipsticks, and this is in the color, I think it's Nude Beige or something like that. It's number 1. It doesn't have the color name on the bottom, so I can't remember. I'll put it down in the description. I want to say it's Nude Beige number 1. I know it's number 1, but I want to say the color's Nude Beige. My dupe for that is a Maybelline ColorSensational lipstick in the color Pink Please. And I know that this color was discontinued. I will leave a link for it down in the description box because I bought this probably a couple months ago on Amazon, and it is an exact dupe for the YSL lipstick. I know on camera they may look a little different, but in person they're the exact same color. The YSL lipstick is a little bit more creamy and a little bit more pigmented, but other than that, like, they're dead on dupes. This color right here is Pink Please, and this is the YSL Rouge Volupte lipstick in number 1. I want to say it's Nude Beige. So I hope that you found this dupe video helpful. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I will have all the products that I mentioned and the dupes listed down in the description box, and if they were limited edition products that I mentioned, I will leave links to where you can get those products online if I can find them. I'm pretty sure all the products I mentioned I should be able to find and link for you guys down below. Definitely make sure that you go and check out Lindsey's video. I will also link that down in the description bar, and let her know that I sent you guys over there to check out her video and her channel. Also too, if you all have any good dupes, leave them down in the comments for me because I would love to know any dupes that you all have. And I will talk to you guys soon, and I hope that you all have a great day. Bye-bye.